What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today is a very much red day, but two good things came out today. I'm going to explain what they are and what they mean for us as investors. But before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that I know you love to do. If you are new to the channel though, I do daily videos on trending stocks, crypto, I do it all. So make sure you do subscribe and pop over to my Discord. It's a free chat. Its link is in the description below. But with that, let's get right to it. So you can see on the live ticker to my left, almost down 7%, 33.1 million as far as overall volume, 52.8 is the average, and 6 million shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just today alone. And there is starting to have a lot more fear in the broader market about recessions, blah blah blah. But there is two things that did come out today, and one of which is this, the shareholder meeting. So in case you guys don't know, and you can mark it on your calendars, it does look like July 12th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just take note of that. There's going to be a lot of big things discussed and voted on in that time period because, again, we have talked about several different things, one of which is the reverse split that they technically are proposing as well. So everything is going to be discussed. Make sure you do subscribe because I'm going to be covering this as well during the virtual meeting. So I'm going to go over that. And as well, if you, as far as an investor, have any questions that you want to bring forward, there is also the proxyvote.com that you can put and pose your question to them. So that definitely is still an opportunity for a lot of individuals that are still curious about some aspects of SoFi that you can get them addressed. So definitely do that. So this is one thing that did come out. So in addition to that though, there's also this. So OnDeck did announce a new strategic partnership with LendingTree and SoFi. So it's still too early to tell as far as what the actual details are and how that will ultimately affect SoFi. But at the end of the day, SoFi wouldn't enter into an agreement such as this without some benefit in one way or another. But no matter what, SoFi will benefit. That's the moral of the story. But I just want to go through here. So it does look like OnDeck has partnered with SoFi and LendingTree to supply extra choices for SMEs searching for funding. But like I said, as far as the finite details, we don't really know as far as the breakdown of what is going to be a kickback for SoFi or anything like that. But it does give you a good concept of things right here. So for small and medium-sized companies trying to develop easy and fast entry to working capital stays one of the most crucial and necessary limitations, particularly for those who banks are not likely to overlook. So my takeaways from that, clearly they are trying to establish themselves with obviously more and more business, which rightfully so, but by doing so, things that banks are most likely going to overlook because banks have a traditional sense of as far as risk tolerance. So most likely they are going to be taking on riskier investments, which again, depending on the scenario, we potentially could be heading into a recession, which obviously you see the broader market, everything is selling off. And one thing as well, I just want to bring to your attention, there's a similar kind of concept that does happen with another company I cover, which is Sundial Growers, so a cannabis company, but they have a kind of an outside source called Sunstream where they offer a lot of similar kind of aspects to this. And right now, based on the previous earnings, that lost a lot of money. So again, this is good in theory, but definitely SoFi needs to watch out as far as their risk tolerance. Again, I love SoFi. SoFi is a very good investment. I know long run it'll do a lot of good things, but as far as without knowing the actual finite details of this, I do take this as a little bit more of a mixed kind of concept. Again, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, but at the end of the day, like you guys always know, SoFi is a very good investment long term. Just short term, they're trying to establish themselves, and this obviously is one concept that they can definitely do that. It gets them more business, but SoFi is just doing what they feel is right. Again, if you do have any questions about this, you can also pose that during the shareholder meeting as well. But still, like I said, them having a lot of different agreements out there and more potential acquisitions as well, I should say, that there's a lot of big things coming SoFi's way, to say the least. Me personally, I do feel that this is largely overdone, a lot of bad fear, because more specifically what prompted a lot of this, yes, Snap did generally have fairly bad earnings, which again, just fueled a little bit more fire under the market right now, but there was also this. So the economic events that did come out, more specifically the new home sales, you can see right here, 709,000 was the previous, 750,000 is the forecast. I honestly don't know why someone would increase the forecast. We all know the commodity prices were going up, more specifically wood and other materials. Why would they ever put 750? I feel like that just has a recipe for disaster. So this also prompted a lot of fear in the market, especially considering as well, a lot of people assume new home sales equate to what is happening in the broader market, how consumers are actually spending their money, if they are building new houses. There's a lot of different aspects to this. So this is why a lot of people do do focus on new home sales. So again, take that how you see that. But me personally, I feel whoever set this forecast and the analysts that did do that personally just set it up for failure, and maybe they're betting on it going down, on the broader market going down. I'm not really sure. But at the end of the day, SoFi is in for a huge rally and well overdue for a massive rally. Just want to give you a good summary of things as well, give you an update on short interest. I do see a lot of people still continue to talk about short squeeze, so I just want to give you a quick update on that. Short score is 73.32, utilization is 100%. Day by day change despite everything. I see this as a very bullish sign, mind you. But looking at this day by day change, it actually is down 0.74%, showing 2.7 million shares being returned. So the fact that we're selling off as much as we are, but yet shorts are closing out some of their positions, shows it's not worthwhile for shorts to maintain their position. And keeping in line with that, cost to borrow average is 6.59%. So even in that regard, it's starting to go back up a little bit. Short interest, we are officially below 20%. So that's definitely good. We're moving in the right direction. So 1975 is the short interest. So overall, given the circumstances for you to have a short squeeze, you need high utilization, high short interest, and high cost to borrow. Right now, SoFi does have two of those. Cost to borrow isn't relatively high, but still, if SoFi continues to have a lot of good news and partnership, strategic partnerships, and so forth in the future, that definitely is a nice surprise, and hopefully will catch shorts off guard, causing them to close out the position and obviously prompting a short squeeze. Let me know in the comments below if you think a short squeeze is going to happen. Just want to go over some technical. So looking at the charts, I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. Stochastic is at 81, a little bit high in my opinion, but there is that deviation, so red line above the black showing a little bit more of a bullish sentiment. And similarly on SoFi and any other growth stock, it is all the same image. Momentum, number of buyers is down big time. So clearly they see recession in news everywhere, so they start to panic and not really wanting to get into a lot of these good growth stocks. But still, take that how you see that, because there still is a huge opportunity for a lot of individuals to get into SoFi, for instance, at these cheap prices. Keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. And looking on the actual chart, we're in the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, which is still fairly good, shows that we're holding some strong support despite us being down almost 8%. And looking a little bit more on the Fibonacci, just want to show you some strong support levels. $6.71 is exactly where we are, so we're currently between the S1 and the pivot, which in reality is a little bit better than a lot of other growth stocks out there. So take that how you see that. I still see a lot of upside potential and value in SoFi, and I strongly feel that a lot of institutions see that as well, especially over the last several weeks. They have been buying big time. But I do want to go over one final thing before I part ways with you. Just want to show you this. At the end of the day, this is all the options activity that's been going on. There's roughly about 5 minutes left in the trading day, but you can see that there is still a lot of calls being purchased. So like I've always said, take advantage of these very much red days that you buy calls or either sell puts. Very advantageous because the premiums get completely destroyed on days like this. And you can tell clearly a lot of people are actually doing that as well. And as far as big trades, there's nothing really done today. There was a couple yesterday that have a 24-day expiry date with a $5 strike price, and a lot of them are very much bullish. So you can see 373,000 as far as a premium, and they sold $5 strike puts. So overall, that is very beneficial. If you guys don't know options, highly suggest in researching them because they are very beneficial in my opinion. So take that how you see that. Let me know in the comments below what you think of SoFi. Let me know as well what you think of this new strategic partnership. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.